Namaskar. Welcome to my class. I am Subhash Pradhan. Today I am going to teach you English grammar and the topic is question tag. Let's start the class. Question tag. Question tag is one of the chapter for grade 10 English in grammar portion. Let's discuss what is question tag. Look at the topic. There are two words, question and tag. Okay. In Nepali it is called Puchhre Prashna. Okay. Puchhre Prashna. Why I'm writing Nepali is that due to the word Puchhre, it is related to tag. कुनै पनि स्टेटमेन्टको अगाडि स्टेटमेन्टको पछाडि एउटा पुच्छर जस्तो झुन्याइन्छ, प्रश्नको पुच्छर जस्तो झुन्याइन्छ यसमा। त्यसकारणले गर्दा यसलाई ट्याग भनेर भन्यो। नाउ ट्याग इज भेरी फेमस फर young generation like you because you tag photos, okay, in Facebook, Instagram and others. Okay, so tag means, okay, it is a piece of question, okay, which is generally asked after any statement. Okay, so let me write the definition of question tag. Okay, question tags are the short questions question tags are short questions, okay, that we put on at the end of the statement. Okay, end of the statement or sentence also you can write. Statement to confirm our statement. Okay, and generally question tag are used in spoken English. Spoken English. बोलीचालीमा धेरै प्रयोग गरिन्छ यो. Okay, rather than written. Okay, it is used in spoken English. Okay. For example, let me describe how is question tag. If I speak any statement or sentence, if I have to confirm, okay, whether my statement is positive or negative, okay, I have to use question tag. Okay, let me write one example. From this example, you will be more clear. Okay, if I write, he is a doctor. Okay, here. I haven't written sentence there. I have written the statement here because look at here, though it is a sentence, but I have not completed it. So this comma here. He is a doctor. This is statement, and isn't he is a tag. So he is a doctor who, or a doctor who, isn't he? होइन त वो. Look at here. वो doctor हो त भन्दैन होइन त भन्छ. It means that if the statement is positive, then we have to write negative question tag. If the statement is negative, for example, if I write he is not a doctor, then I have to write is he. So you have to notice how I have written here. You have to notice very carefully that there is comma after statement, no full stop, comma, and then I have underlined to notify clearly. Okay, and then look at here, this is auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. Okay, so question tag is started always with auxiliary verb, and remember after comma there is no capital letter, small letter. Okay, and the contraction form of not is an apostrophe T. So you are not allowed to use is not here. You have to write isn't. Okay, and then here is a noun. If in place of he, if there is a name also, we have to write the pronoun here. So it means what you have to remember, there are two parts, okay, in a question tag. One is, this is called statement, and this is called tag. So if the statement is positive, we have to make negative tag, and if the statement is negative, we have to make positive tag. Okay, so there are some rules in question tag. Now I am going to teach you. Okay, let me drop this one, and I'm going to write some rules. Some rules of question tag. You can just write, copy down it. Number one, we use only pronoun in question tag. We use only question tag. For example, I have already written one sentence. Look at another sentence. David. Okay. Has got a new car. David has got a new car. We know that this number will come in another rules. Okay, we have to start question tag from auxiliary verb. Okay, there has the auxiliary verb here. We'll start has. Don't forget the small letter has. And this is positive statement, so we'll make not an apostrophe T. Now David is male person, so David's pronoun is he. So finish. Don't forget to underline here. Number one. Okay. Number two. Rule number two. Okay. We use contracted form of not. I have already told you. We use contracted form of not. Okay, is an apostrophe T. Okay, so I have already written here, so I think it's not necessary to write again. Number three, if this one also I have already discussed for you. If the statement is, remember what is a statement? Statement is main part of the sentence. Okay, this is whole sentence. Okay, and this is statement, and this is also called the main part of sentence. Okay, the statement is positive, then tag should be negative, and vice versa. You know what is vice versa? Vice versa means same, or just opposite. Okay. If the statement is positive, tag should be negative, and vice versa means if the statement is negative, tag should be positive. Okay. So let me write two examples here. Though I think you are already clear about it. For your note, it may work. He right. She is a nurse. Isn't she? He is not a teacher. Is he? Simply. This is very simple. Number 4. If the statement is negative, the question is positive, yes. And then it is very easy up to here. But sometimes what happens? There may not be auxiliary verb. If there is no auxiliary verb, in the statement, then what should we do? Okay. We have to use do verb from the main verb. So there are two types of verbs, auxiliary verb and main verbs. So if there is no auxiliary verb, then there is main verb. So we have to find out which is main verb and which form of the main verb. According to the form of the main verb, what we have to use? We have to use do verb, because do verbs are do, does and did. Okay, these three are do verbs. For example, okay, he lives in Pokhara. Now, which is verb here? Lives is verb here, main verb here. There is no auxiliary verb, but auxiliary verb is hidden inside the main verb. So lives means this is which form of the verb? Verb 5 form of the verb. So if there is verb 1 in a main verb, then we have to use do auxiliary verb. If there is verb 2, then we have to use did auxiliary verb. And if there is verb 5, then does auxiliary verb is hidden here. Then you may ask question, what about verb 3 and verb 4? Remember, verb 3 is always coming with auxiliary verb. For example, I have written a poem. Written is verb 3, past participle. But before written, what is there? Have is there. So have auxiliary verb is already there. In the same way, I am teaching an English class. Okay? Am is there. Teaching is verb 4, am is already there. So there is no auxiliary verb for verb 3 and verb 4. They are not do verbs. Okay. So what will be here now? He lives in Pokhara means does. This is positive statement. So an apostrophe T. Then he is itself a pronoun. So doesn't he? Yeah. Okay. In the same way, now have. Let me see one example. when there is a have as a main verb. Have is main verb. When there is a have as a main verb, it can take, now it may be new for you, it can take both have and do auxiliary verb. Okay. In question. But there is one condition. There is one condition. If the meaning of have is possession, you know what is possession? Okay. Have is possession. Possession means belonging. कसैको अधीनमा रहन्छ. Okay. Then at that time, for example, let's say she has a scooty. Okay, उसको आफ्नै स्कुटी हो. पोसेसन means it is belonging, कसैको अधीनमा रहनुलाई चाहिँ पोसेसन भनिन्छ. Okay, owns. Okay, at that time we can use both. Okay, we can use has is auxiliary verb as well as main verb here. Okay, hasn't she or doesn't she? Generally, I think you have been studying, learning that if there is no auxiliary, no main verb, है भाइ बहिनीले के पढेको हुन सक्छ भनेदेखि है अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ यो has भनेको मेन verb हो, यो has भनेको verb फाइलमा छ, right? You have been learning that if there is have main verb, then do is there. If there is a had, then did, and then if there is has means does. Have मा do लुकेको हुन्छ, has मा does, र had मा did लुकेको हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा. Somehow I think you have been known, but you might not have been known that in the case of possession. कसैको कसैले चाहिँ यो अधीनमा छ, कसैको हो भन्ने कुरा बुझाउँछ त्यति बेला डोन्ट केयर. Okay, it may be, okay, you can use the auxiliary verb as an auxiliary verb here or main verb here, both you can use. But if there is it takes only do question tag if have means possession होइन. have भनेको त जस्तो कि have you taken your meal भनेको भनेको छ भने त्यो त बिलोङ्गिङ हुँदैन, पोसेसन हुँदैन है। मिन्स टेक। यदि त्यो ह्याभ ह्याभले चाहिँ टेक लिनु भन्ने अर्थ लान्छ भनेदेखि सो वी ह्याभ टु युज डु एक्सिलरी वर्ब हियर। फर एक्जाम्पल okay, for example, Rita has her meal at 11 a.m. If I write this statement, then we cannot write hasn't she, because this has means खान्छ लिन्छ भन्ने अर्थ लाग्छ। So at that time has means okay, does, it takes does auxiliary verb, so we start with does, then this is positive, again not, doesn't, then Rita is she, plural of Rita is she. So in this way, okay, we write. Okay, then number 6. If there is a modal verb, you know what are the modal verbs? Let me write first. If there is modal verb, okay, if there is modal verb in the statement, okay, statement, okay, the question tag begins with the same modal verb. Okay, then modal verb use. Now let me tell you what are the modal verbs. Generally there are many modal verbs, but generally some few modal verbs are used in question tag. Okay, there are 24 plus auxiliary verb. Among them, okay, there are some modal verbs. So they are will, okay, shall, will, shall, okay, may, might, may, might, can, could, okay, must, ought to, okay. There is some rules for must. Must को सट्टामा हामी mustn't पनि use गर्छौं है, कहिलेकाहीँ हामी need पनि use गर्छौं। should, could, मैले देखेको छैन, should, would, ought to, okay, used to, need to, used to, need to. These are the modal auxiliary verbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 24 madhyema, okay, 12 are modal auxiliary verbs. And out of 12 auxiliary verbs, generally frequently asked question tags are shall, will, shall, may, might, can, could, must, sometimes, okay, should, would. Okay, sometimes you may be confused with the need to, but so far they are not asked continuously. Okay. For example, if there is she will come tomorrow. Look at here. I'm going to tell you two rules here. She will be there. Okay. If there is will, then will not make will not. The contraction or contracted form of will is want. Want. And pronoun is she itself. Finished. Okay. And one important thing is, let me roll. So I think you may not have any questions regarding this. Okay. So let me not drop this one. It may work. We may need again this one. Let me write one example. This is number 7, right? Okay. I am a teacher. Okay. You know very well that am is auxiliary verb. Okay, am is auxiliary verb, but in question, okay, it doesn't take am because I is singular, but it always takes plural verb, like I do, not I does. In the same way, what is the plural form of am? I. So we use aren't I. Simple one, I think. Most of you have been already non-important. Now, one important thing is there are some subjects, okay, which are not clear. The subjects are vague, unclear, like if there is someone, somebody, okay, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, nobody, everyone, everybody, okay, anyone, anybody, anyone, anybody, everyone, everybody, is a subject. Okay? Subject of the statement. The statement को subject चाहिँ के छ? राम, श्याम, he, she छैन, they छैन. के छ? Someone, somebody छ. Okay. We use which pronoun? They. We use they pronoun. First of all, let me write one example, then I will explain one more important rules here. Let's say someone is knocking at the door. What is auxiliary verb here? Is. But we cannot write is. Because let's understand here, someone pronoun is they, then they means plural. Is is singular. So at that time, what is the plural form of is? Are. So aren't they? Isn't they लेख्दैनौं we have to do the agreement between subject and verb. They subject छ भनेदेखि they सँग हामीले plural verb नै लेख्नु पर्ने हुन्छ. Okay, remember these things. But if some students may confuse because of this some, any, every, okay, in place of body and one, if there is thing, then at that time what should be? Yes, singular, okay, pronoun should be written. If there is, in place of someone, there is something. There is something, nothing, or everything, or anything. Okay? Something, nothing, everything, or anything. Then the plural pronoun is, what will be the pronoun? It. Something भनेको त uncountable छ यहाँ, भेग छ, कति छ कति छ. Something is missing here भनेको भने if I write here, something is missing here. If I write here, so we'll write isn't it. The pronoun is it here. Okay. One more rule, rule number 10. You have already known, okay, if the statement is positive, we have to make negative tag, and if the statement is negative, we have to make positive tag. And to know whether the statement is negative or positive, okay, there is the word not. But there are some sentences, okay, without use of not also, the sentence means negative. But there is some words, some adverbs. Okay. If there is no not in the sentence, but if there is certain words like, if there is certain words like, let's write never. Never itself negative. Many more. Never, none. Okay. Seldom, hardly, rarely, barely, etc. Scarcely only some religion. Okay. The statement is always negative and we have to make positive tag. For example, let's say barking dogs seldom bite. What will be the tag, question tag for this one? Barking dogs seldom bite. So here is verb here, verb one, do. Here is the word seldom, adverbs here, so it is negative. So barking dogs means it is a plural. Okay, subject. So dog, we don't know whether it is C dog or E dog. Okay, so generally we use it or they. So dogs plural here. So we write do they. Okay, in this way. Okay. So I have already mentioned about will becomes won't. Let me see if I miss any. Now, these are the general affirmative type sentence. So there are different types of sentence. Now I am going to talk about imperative. If there is imperative, number 11, okay. If the statement is imperative, then tag will be what? Will you? For example, help me. Whether there is please or something. Please, I am very, no I am very. Imperative बनेगा क्यों? If any sentence, okay, which has the meaning of request, command, suggestion or advice, they are called imperative. Generally, imperative sentence starts from verb one. Verb one. At that time, tag will be will you. Let me write another example here. Let me help you. Let me help them. This is also verb one. So will you. Don't be confused with them here. Them is not subject here. Them is object here. But if there is if there is let's, then okay, it means let's help them. Okay, it means it has another meaning. Let me help them, मलाई हेल्प गर्न दियो भन्छ भने लेट्स हेल्प देम भनेको तिनीहरुलाई हेल्प गरौँ. Let's means I am there and you are also there. The combination of I and you will be we. So at that time we will not use will, we use shall. Shall we? Look at the difference between shall we and will you. The use of will and shall. Shall हामी wish मा use गर्छौं generally in question, public questions. We will not use will we. We always use shall we. Why I have used here shall we here? Let's means okay, I am also there and you are also there. Okay, if I make I plus you, then it will be we. So at that time, we pronoun will be there. Okay. Now, sometimes some confusion. This is the most important questions for your SEE examination. Time and again, they have been asking you, repeating this question, this type of questions to make you confused. There are some statement which are confusing. Okay, let's see. If there is following, let's write there are following expression in the statement, change like this. Yes, sorry. For example, if there is subject plus apostrophe s plus verb 4. Okay, then it means this. What does it mean? It means agent plus pronoun. Example, look at here. E apostrophe s coming here. We are at the end of this chapter. At the time, agent he. This is simple one. You may easily guess this one. But if there is subject plus apostrophe s plus verb 3, then this is not is. This is, we have to write has and plus pronoun. For example, look at the same expression. He apostrophe s his, not he has. Okay, his. If there is verb 3, then at that time it's not a is, it's a has. As and he. You have to remember. And there are others. Okay. If there is subject plus apostrophe D plus verb 1, then it means had or would. Verb 1 is there. Then we have to make would plus pronoun. For example, if there is C apostrophe D, how do you pronounce C apostrophe D? C would or C had? It's confused. So let's pronounce seed. It's not a C would, it's not a C had. It is seed. Okay? So seed help you. Verb 1 is there. At that time, question tag will be, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Now similar type of expression will be there. Subject plus apostrophe D plus, but not verb 1. If there is verb 3, remember always there is has or had. Okay, before verb 3. So verb 3 is there, then it is not would, it is had plus pronoun. Okay, let me write negative so that it won't be confused. Okay. If there is saved plus helped, in place of help, then add and see. So these 4. And one more example is here. If there is subject plus apostrophe D plus rather. Okay. If there is subject plus apostrophe D plus better, you may know about these rules. Okay. Then if there is rather, then this is always would. Remember. If after apostrophe D rather, then okay, apostrophe D means would. And if there is apostrophe D means, then this is had. So if there is he apostrophe D rather go out now, then we have to write wouldn't he. And if there is better go out now, then hadn't he. Okay. Simple. Probably this is the last. So if there is all means we don't know how many are there. Okay. If all plus plural verb, then plural auxiliary verb. Will be used in tag. Okay. If there is all plus singular member, then singular auxiliary will be used in tag. For example, look at here. All is well. If it is there, all is well. Then all will write this. And all means here it. All means it here. If there is all are well, then all means they. Aren't they? So the pronoun of, there are two rules, pronouns of all as well as auxiliary verb rules mixed here. Okay. What you have to remember, there are certain subjects. Okay, it may be too long if I write all the subjects here, so I want to wrap. Okay, but before I wrapping my class, I just want to tell you what are the subjects and their pronouns. If there is this and that, then pronoun will be it. If there is these and those, then pronoun will be they. If there is, I have already mentioned this one, something, anything, nothing, everything, then pronoun will be it. If there is somebody, someone, nobody, no one, anybody, anyone, someone, or none, then pronoun will be they. Okay, thing and one and body you have to remember. Okay, if there is plural nouns, okay, dogs, cows, etc., they, singular noun, dog, okay, cow, then it, okay. If person's name like Ram, Hari, Sam, then he, okay, male name, and female name Sita, Gita, then it is she, okay. And if there is I and you, or he and I, that means Mora, Timi, Mora, Hami नै हो. So we use we. If there is, okay, he, she, and you at that time, okay, you can use you. He, she, there are three. Okay, he, she, and you. U, tini, timi. Timi नै हुन्छ, त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि pronoun will be you. And if there is he and she, he र she भनेको त they हो, त्यसकारणले गर्दा pronoun will be they. So you have to know. You can get from the slide. Okay, the pronouns I'll give in this video, the pronouns of the subjects, so you may read that one. So I hope this class will be helpful for you. So please give me some comment, okay, if you have. So thank you for being my obedient students. Namaste.